think everybody. So sorry, we're a little off center because all of the plugs are over here, so I apologize. My name is Maria Calzada. I'm the PTO president this year. I have a freshman and I just graduated class of 22. I apologize that we're a little bit scattered. We really did not want to do a hybrid meeting. Our last meeting last year was hybrid, and we're still scarred from the experience. Thank you, Mr. Ceja. Round of applause for Mr. Ceja, please. We're trying to marry Zoom and Microsoft Teams and Mac and PC, and it's almost impossible, but I think we've got it. We have a few panelists, including some board members that have to be remote, and so I apologize. To start off the evening, we need to get one important piece of business out of the way. It's the budget. So the budget's been posted, and I hope that people have had a chance to review it, but we are going to go over it. If I could just have a show of hands, who is here for the first time, or this is your first year at Carnegie? Okay, that's wonderful. Welcome. So I still remember my first year at Carnegie. I had my first child went to Pershing, and my second child went to Lanier. So I have you know, a little bit of variety in my experience. And I know that right now you're probably wondering if you even should invest time. Not all of you, but some of you might be wondering, should I be investing the time and energy and money into the PTO? Will my child survive? What's happening? This is a time when things get kind of overwhelming. And I'm here to tell you that it gets better. They get their wheels, they start walking and then running on their own. It's really remarkable to watch. So I'm glad I have that background because I'm going through that again now with our freshmen. And part of what I found solace in was PTO. PTO helped us kind of direct energy and time and stay connected. The budget is important because that is how we facilitate the things that we want to do. This year is different for those of you that have been here before. We are kind of taking a bold step. We have decided as a board, after a lot of research and discussion and prayer, that we can raise more money than we have in the past. We really feel like the school has gotten a great deal larger over the last few years, and that it was time to kind of reevaluate how much we expect from our community, from our PTO. So we have reassessed, and we're going to have a much larger goal, which our treasurer, Mala, is going to go over. And that means that we have a more expansive budget, and we plan to do more things, which means we'll need more volunteers. So just want to put that out there that some of you may come from schools that had really big budgets, and you're looking at our budget and going, well, it's not that big. But we have, in the past, had almost a 50% less budget than the one we're presenting tonight. So as a board, we really did give a lot of thought into where money at Carnegie tends to go, what the asks are. And so after Molly presents, if there are any questions, we will be happy to answer them, and then we will vote.
Hello everyone. My name is, can you all hear me? My name is Mala Gupta, and I'm a treasurer for PTO this year. This is my second year doing treasurer role, so now nothing is new to me anymore. So, but it's a fun role. So let's start with the budget. So as Maria mentioned, we have almost doubled have estimated our revenue this year to be double of what we did in the past. So last year, the goal was 60, and this year the goal has been set to 100,000. Yay. So just to go over, our biggest source of revenue is our. Is it possible to maximize? Oh, I can do that?
I think Mary's doing it.
Yes.
Oh, she is. Okay, thanks, Maya. Okay, everybody can see the screen now? All right, so let's start. Our revenue is the friends and family is our biggest source of revenue, including the and then of course that's 80,000, and then 20,000 is coming from a corporate sponsor donation. So that makes it about 100,000 minus some expenses. That's 93,000. Of course, those are the direct expenses we have doing for credit cards and all those stuff which we have no control over. And then that's our all in all direct source of revenue, which we ask our wonderful community to donate. And then on top of that, we do plan, and being a normal year, we can get back to our events and galas, and that's something we are also anticipating this year to happen. So if we combine all that, you look at the total number of gross profit of about $130,000 in the end. That's a total revenue that combines our friends and family, our various fundraising events. But fundraising events will happen eventually, later on in the year. And our friends and family support is what we really count on for our day-to-day expenses, which we have to meet. Okay, so that's our revenue. And then to start with our expenditure, we, in the beginning, in the total of 61,000, if you look at the number 61,000, that's our PTO operating expenses, which includes our various subscriptions for online, for the Zoom, all those websites we maintain, for the insurance we have, for the permit, and there are still, small more expenses, which kind of make a total of 7,600. So that's our operating expenses. But other than that, everything else goes to the school. So in the school, we do spend on teachers' appreciation events, and it says teacher appreciation, but it is really teachers and nurses, the staff. So there is a many appreciation weeks that happen during the school year. So PTO sponsor a lot of food items, a lot of stuff for the fun stuff for the whole school faculty. And then, there's the Employee of the Month award, which PTO sponsors. There are maintenance, that's our pretty much hospitality. And then there's the maintenance expenses, which we anticipate that includes equipment, field maintenance. And then there's a food drive, which we do. So I can go on and on, but then there's the student awards. That's our biggest jump from last year. The PTO usually sponsored in the last year, we used to give $1,000 scholarship to 4 seniors. This year, we are planning $1,500 to 7 seniors. And we have amazing group of seniors who can apply when the application opens. And so the chosen 7 top ones will get $1,500 each from PTO. And then we also support our teachers. We provide every teacher $350 for them to spend on anything they want for their classroom, for their club, anything they choose, we provide. And then we have a club support, which we anticipate, if any club comes to us, there could be any club in the school, and they need some kind of a support. Like last year, we sponsored Red Cross. We sponsored dance club I think there were 2 dance clubs and there are many more. Then we have a test master support, which PTO gives money towards the kids who need some help for the coaching of SAT. So, I mean, as you can see, there is many things which PTO does, and then there's a big ticketed item, which is, which that's a total teacher support of 58,000, which we anticipate, if we have money at the end of the year, we get a lot of requests like summer camps. We get a lot of requests last year we did summer camp for journalism. We did a support Odyssey of the Mind team, and they went and we gave them $3,000. So as you can see, there are many ways PTO helps the school, which I mean throughout the year, and nothing can happen without that magic dollars. So please donate. So far, we have about 5,000. Thanks to we started the year with, and up till now we have 5,000. So that's 5% of the. It's in the thermometer on our website, so you can see how much we have raised. It gets updated every week, and that's how you guys can see it. And all these reports I'll be presenting every month during our PTO meeting. So if you guys have any questions, please ask me. You can look it up later on as well. And if you have any questions, because as I told you earlier, I mean, this is my second year. I know these numbers, but to you all, maybe, it's some foreign thing. So please look at it, and any questions, you can email me at treasurer@cvhspto.org, and I'll be happy to answer any of it. So that's our expenditure all in all, and that's about it. Any questions? You want me to take questions? Any questions anybody has so far? Can we vote on it? Okay, so let me give you guys 2 minutes. 2 minutes good to take a look. Okay.
Or do we have a motion to pass? Edward? And second. Your name?
Is it? Narendra.
No. Okay. I'm gonna put it in the chat.
RENTR.
T or D?
D as in dog.
Our secretaries via Zoom, sorry. Okay.
We are taking minutes remotely.
Okay. All right, so thank you.
Okay. So show of hands, all who say yay. All who say nay. Any abstain? The motion passes.
Yay. Okay.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Okay, now on to what we really want to do is hear Principal Moss, state of the school. Thank you.
Good evening, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. As you know, this is our only in-person meeting, general PTO meeting for this semester. I'm really grateful that you're here, and I'm really hopeful that you will join us the next several months, at least virtually. So hopefully that is convenient for you and you'll be able to join us online. I am Ramon Moss. I'm the proud principal here. And I like to say the very proud uncle of about 849 freshmen, sophomores, juniors, and seniors. So thank you again. Thanks also to the PTO for everything that you do for our students, our teachers, and our school program all together. Just a few things. Every PTO meeting, I will have, I guess, a monthly state of the schools and just mention a few things, vital items that you may want to know. Tomorrow is our very first progress report distribution. And I will send a phone messenger or phone notification somewhere usually around 6:30 with various different announcements. Tomorrow will be the first one for progress reports. So I encourage you to please log on to PowerSchool, not only to check grades, but also several other things, such as grades and attendance. And speaking of attendance, you know, at Carnegie, we say, if you miss a day here, you miss a lot. Well, there is a 90% rule now throughout the state of Texas. It's the compulsory rule that says that students need to be in attendance at least 90% of the time. That's every day and each class period. I should have prefaced this by saying, if you ever have any questions, you are free to really email any of our staff, but there is a special email account that several of us monitor, that's cvhs@houstonisd.org. Or specifically, if you want to email me directly, it's rmoss@houstonisd.org. So any questions that you have, we're always willing to respond to that as quickly as we possibly can. I'm going to ask you not to inquire about the compulsory attendance rule just yet, because HISD is developing a plan, and I want to have this in black and white before I start fielding any questions, but this is just a heads up. I know that our students have various different appointments and outside of the regular school day schedule or whatever, but just anticipate more information to come regarding the compulsory attendance or 90% rule. I will also send notification regarding the report card dates. And you may know that we are on a 6-week cycle. So we have 6 cycles between now and the end of the school year. And again, I will remind parents to please check PowerSchool for grades, attendance, tardies, so on and so forth. As a reminder regarding tardies, school does begin at 8:30 a.m. on which days? Do you know? Say it again, please. Every day, Monday through Friday. If your students tell you otherwise, that you can email me and but yes, we need our students here at 8:30 every day, Monday through Friday. One thing that I planned on talking about since school started, and I know it's even more pertinent now, is safety. I know that is a big topic, and I just want you to know some of the enhancements that we do have here at Carnegie this year. We are ecstatic that we have a new campus officer, Mr. Jimmy Mapp. And within a very little time, he's been so instrumental to initiate various different things on campus to ensure that it is safe and secure. We also have garage gates at the ground level of our garage facility, as well as the top. So unfortunately, we had some incidences in the past with some vandalism, but we do feel that our garage is more secure now for student and employee parking. Also, our exterior doors, pretty much there's one main entrance, which is at the front of the campus, especially during the regular school hours. Those doors have now been numbered with reflective labels with numbers. And also for our students, it is required that they actually have their ID badge, that they display that it's visible throughout the entire day, throughout the entire school year. So along with the ID, which actually has their credentials on the back, is also pertinent information required by HISD in case students need various different resources. Also, every student per grade level has a specific lanyard. So I know we have a lot of freshmen here. I believe the freshman lanyard is orange. That also helps us to identify not just the student, but at what grade level. As you can imagine, there are exponentially more students than there are adults here. And that is another means that we have to identify our students and also keep everyone safe on campus. You see that I still continue to wear a mask. I have a love-hate relationship with COVID. I hate it, but I think it loves me. I've had it about 3 times, even though I'm wearing this. but I will continue to do so. So there's no longer the mask mandate, but of course, if students choose to wear a mask, they're certainly welcome to do so. And also, any questions that you have regarding COVID or anything else, health and medical related, Nurse Wynn can also at any time field your questions. We also have returning with us our wraparound specialist, Ms. Carla Sanchez, who's at the back, and I believe she has a table. So she may talk to you a little bit in regards to any services she may be able to accommodate with your students. And joining our two fantastic counselors is a third counselor, Ms. Griffin, who serves as our social and emotional leader with our counseling staff. So she's also in the audience. At this point, could I get all of our faculty and staff to stand and wave so that we can see you? I know we have several at the back of the campus, but thank you all for joining us, and you'll be able to hear from many of them as they serve on our panel tonight. You know, we did significant planning prior to the students' first day of school, and you know, we wanted to be able to hit the ground running, and hopefully we did so. And maybe you've gotten some feedback, so hopefully it was a nice start to the school year. I can say that with our PUA budget, our per pupil unit allocation, we're in great standing when it comes to our budget. And it has allowed us to have a student-teacher ratio, which is roughly 27:1. Some classes may be a little bit more, some classes a little less, but we're really great, happy that we've been able to accommodate that with our budget for this year. So that's basically all I wanted to point out to you. And if you have any questions, I'm happy to field a few of those, but I'll be here throughout the evening if you want to speak to me a little bit later. But once again, thank you for being here. Keep the momentum going, and we hope that you'll join us the rest of the semester, at least online. Any questions before I go? I did a great job, I guess. Thank you.
Okay, so since we got a little bit of a late start, I'm going to abbreviate some of the things that we were going to discuss. Mary, are you able to get the agenda back up, please? We'll see if it pops back up. Anyways, events, there were handouts. It's also been posted again on Vanguardian. We'll keep saying that. The Vanguardian is our website, not cvhspto.org, because history, that's what we were given and that's what it's always been. So the vanguardian.org is our website, is the PTO website. And that is always where we will put all of our information. And we almost always try to push that out to Facebook and Instagram and Twitter. So if you prefer those means for getting information, it does usually go there, but if you're ever looking for something, go to our website first. So the calendar is something that we are also working on this year. In addition to PTO events, we're going to be working with the school and clubs to try to see if we can't integrate their calendars better into ours so that it's kind of one-stop shopping for the parents. So if you look on our website, along the left side, there's a column and it's a calendar that you can subscribe to, and hopefully that will help you be a little bit more in the know, because that is something that particularly after freshman year, you will lose track completely as to what's going on. Suddenly they're dressed, where are you going? There's a dance. Oh, there's a dance. Okay, nice. Have fun. Someone's picking you up. Yeah, so anyways, so it's very helpful. Please subscribe to our calendar. We have a lot of volunteer opportunities. Our volunteer VP, Gary, has been doing yeoman's work trying to get all of our committees straightened out and renamed. We have some old names of committees in our bylaws that no one could really explain why they were named that. So our whole goal is to kind of make PTO very user-friendly for everybody. So if you go under our, under Join PTO, you'll see there's the volunteer tab. And if you have not registered with VIPS, it's VIPS. At this stage, many of you have probably already done this before, but it resets every July 31st. So you have to do it again. So just jump on, do it again, run through the questions, get your certificate, do your background check, please. Even if you don't think that you're going to be volunteering with us, you may, hopefully you will. And it's good to have that in your back pocket and not have to do it at the last moment. If you click the other button that says to actually volunteer, that will take you to a sign-up list, and all of our sign-up opportunities get updated on that. So you can always go there to see what kind of committees are available. And the different committee descriptions are under, will be listed under there, but are also listed under the About CVHS PTO. To the left of Join PTO. Up and to the left. About CVHS PTO. There we go. There are several committees that need chairs and that need people on it. So I'm not going to go through them all tonight, but after the meeting, if anyone has any special skills, special interests, please come talk to me or to anybody on the board, our lovely Yellow. We'll be happy to discuss it with you. We do have one particular volunteer opportunity that's coming up soon. There's going to be a college night that we're co-hosting with HSPVA. It's going to be at the HSPVA campus. Ms. Chapman, do you mind?
Especially because it's just one day and you never know who can show up. So this year we are partnering with HCA. They asked us to do them say that I am talking about but the volunteer opportunity with HCA as well as 10, 6 to 8. 8 p.m. We will be having a joint college fair at their campus, and we are going to be asking volunteers from our PTO to coordinate with volunteers from their PTO to help with table setup, getting the colleges registered, checked in. We're talking about providing them light snack or maybe a box lunch or something like that. For that particular college fair. So we are going to be asking for volunteers for that. So that's October 10th in conjunction with HSPA. And so whoever signs up, we'll put you in contact with them. And then myself, as well as the lead counselor at PBA, are kind of behind the scenes answering questions. But on a separate note, this Sunday, there is the National College Fair at George R. Brown Convention Center. That's this Sunday, and lots of colleges will be there. This Sunday from 1 to 4, you can go online and register. There will be thousands of colleges there this Sunday from 1 to 4 at George R. Brown, and anybody can register and anybody can go. That's an opportunity for parents and students as well as families. Then on October 10th, when we have our college fair with HSBA, families can go to that as well. But on a daily basis, lots of colleges come directly to Carnegie and do information sessions with our students. And that's where we get a lot of more personalization and demonstrated interest with a lot of colleges from around really the world, because colleges will come in from out of the country as well and ask if they can come in. All college visits are only open for juniors and seniors, so 9th and 10th graders aren't able to come. And they are always held during advocacy in the mornings or on Wednesdays during the advocacy period, as well as lunchtime. And we have lots of great colleges coming, lots you've heard of, some you may not have heard of. And some of them already have over 100 students who signed up, from Dartmouth to Caltech, Rice, USC, Colby, Carleton, Trinity, Syracuse, name it. We have probably about 60 or 70 coming right now on our campus between starting last week all the way up until sometime in mid-November. But we would like help for the one that's coming up with HTPA, because we may possibly plan to have one here on our campus sometime next year. So kind of seeing how they do it, and we have one here.
Okay. So specifically for the October 10th event, if anyone is interested in kind of spearheading that, or if there's a group of people, things like that kind of fall under, there's a specific committee that does kind of outreach, things that are outside of the school, that we would really love to have a group that likes to do that sort of thing, connecting with other schools, other high schools particularly. And if we had a group that kind of worked well cohesively and, you know, can hit the ground running, that would be wonderful. So if you're interested in that kind of thing, if that's your jam, please come talk to me after the meeting. Okay. Cameron Cruz is our FACE specialist, family and community engagement. Now, family and community engagement is from HISD. She's going to explain exactly what that means with specific relation to our school. That is also, guess what, on our website. If you look under the bylaws at the bottom, we have a link to their page, because that is the group that has a lot of the tools and tips for PTOs. So a resource for us.
Good evening. My name is Cameron Cruz. I'm not going to take a lot of your time. In relation to, like Ms. Carla for wraparound, I am the parent liaison. So what she does for student success, I do it for the parents. So I am your liaison between HISD and the school. A lot of the things you all already do is what we're trying to start on a lot of the campuses. So you are very much ahead. You all have the PTOs, and Maria has been amazing already and helpful with everything going on. Yes, she's been helping me because Carnegie is new for me here. So you will be seeing me around. I want to help volunteer. I want to be a resource to you all. I want to be like the lovely ladies in the yellow shirt. So you'll be seeing me on campus a lot as well. And I want to just say that the initiative this year is that we all have to start family-friendly schools, and there are like resources to pass and to get those certifications. As going through your things from last year, you all already do a lot of that stuff. So this is going to be a piece of cake, and I want Carnegie to win just like you all do, because student success is the goal for everyone. So again, I'm Cameron Cruz, and I hope to see you all soon and our next PTO meeting on Zoom.
Thank you. Okay, so if I could have everyone who is here, all of the faculty and staff, to please come up. Looks like a firing squad, sorry. But if you don't mind coming up, it makes it a little bit easier with the microphone. Thank you. So this, hopefully you were able to catch everyone in open house. I know it was a little bit tricky. I mean, even having done it before, it's just like clicking and trying to catch, you know, and then you start talking to one teacher and you get excited and you're like, oh gosh, you know, I missed. So this is another opportunity to hear some what they have to say. Or if your child doesn't have this particular teacher, or you've never spoken to one of the counselors, this is just an opportunity to hear what they have to say or to ask questions. because we're not on campus very often. So if everyone can just do like a quick introduction.
Hello, everyone. I'm Kyla Griffin. I am the social and emotional counselor here at Carnegie. I have a few other roles, but some of you may know me from 504 or other one, but that's what I do primarily here. And this is my second year, and I'm very happy to be here.
Hello, good evening. My name is Veronica Chapman. I am one of the guidance counselors. Mr. Prowl is the other guidance counselor. He handles all students whose last names are A through L from 9 through 12, so 9th grade through 12th grade. And then I handle all students whose last names begin M through Z from 9th grade all the way to 12th grade. From 9th grade, welcome at the end, and they come in and see when they graduate, we call their name both times. So we are here to assist them in various endeavors. I've been here 17 years and in education 26 years, and I just enjoy working with students.
Hello, everyone. So my name is Carla Sanchez. I am the background research specialist, and I know I get a lot of questions of like, what is that? So pretty much I help students with non-educational needs. That means that could be school supplies, that could be finding internships, part-time jobs. It could also be, hey, I'm a little bit stressed. Do you have a stress ball? Yes, I have all those things. I always tell them, if there's something that you need, please let me know, because if I don't have it, I will connect you with somebody who has it, or I'll connect you to a professional that can help you. And of course, I do have other people back there. If you have any questions of what I do or how to contact me, I'm happy to answer all of those. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Joshua Garcia. I teach mostly chemistry, but I'll be representing all of science.
Hi, I'm Stuart Savage. I teach theater arts.
Everyone, I'm Sanjay Kulkarni. I teach geometry and algebra too. I'll be representing that.
My name is Randy Rodriguez. I'm the visual artist.
I'm Colleen Schmidt. I teach human geography. It's the class that your child has the parts for, so I'm sure you'll have lots of questions.
And they love me, Schmidt. I'm Cindy Schultz. I'm the librarian and the PTO liaison. I also teach the yearbook class and broadcast journalism.
Hi, good evening. I'm Coach Domain. I teach along with my colleague, Coach Scott. She's in season in volleyball. So we teach health and PE, and we coach after school programs, soccer, baseball, volleyball.
So let's not attack AP Human, okay? Everyone be nice. So the question that I had, if you could give the parents one piece of advice, like one thing to go home with, what would it be? Do you have like one burning, please stop this, or please do this?
My piece of advice would be, and more than that, would be, don't worry so much. They will be okay. That's the first thing. And then just advise your students to use your time wisely. There's a lot of time built in the school day for students to do their schoolwork. And I think sometimes the students think, well, I have an hour and a half for lunch, so I should be able to do whatever, hang out, talk to my friends. But that actual 1 hour and a half time is not necessarily for that. Most schools only have 30 minutes. So we're privileged that they do have a 90-minute lunch, but it is supposed to be used for peer tutorials, studying, and things of that nature. And I know a lot of students do not necessarily use the time wisely and then say they don't have time to do their work. But with the 90-minute SSCPs and then 90-minute lunch, SSCP in the morning, like Mr. Mark said, school starts at 8:30. That 30 minutes in the morning is to get ready and to work on things And so a lot of times we do see a lot of students who don't necessarily use the time wisely. So the best piece of advice I can say is use the time wisely.
So I am normally the person that your students come to see when they are upset, overwhelmed, having a panic attack. They deal with anxiety or depression. So I get a lot of visitors, especially this week. Thank you to you. So I can always tell when it's time for note cards and testing and first quizzes, when everything is happening. So I guess I just want to make sure that I'll let you know that we are here and there is support here at the school for them during the school day. If you get a text message, if you are concerned, normally a teacher, they're great about sending students to me just to come in, get a moment to breathe. I try to work with them on skills to get organized, use their planner, use their time wisely. Freshmen come in and they're like, okay, this is too much. I'm not as smart as everyone else that's here. You know, their confidence, self-esteem, but it's a transition. It's definitely a transition from middle school to high school, but a transition from middle school to Carnegie. So just be patient with them, encourage them to stay organized. If it's color coding they need to do, just making sure that they check their agenda and stay on top of those things. That way you can kind of check in. I know everything is electronic now, and it makes it a little bit more difficult for us to get parents because we miss a lot of things. But if you encourage them to write things down, and then that's your thing at the end of the day, we just go over what's due or if they miss a day, what's missing, and what we need to make up and what's turning. So just getting those skills now because they'll definitely need them as they move on here. But if you ever have a question or concern, if there's a loss in the family or if you think your student is just overwhelmed, need someone to talk to, that's what
Coming to that, most of the things we have on Canvas. If kids are having some difficulties, we also have coding. So we'd like to reiterate that parents that their kids to please take advantage of.
Okay, so the question was, words of advice from the art teacher. Live. Love. Laugh. Learn.
Mr. Rodriguez.
So once again, I'm Miss Schmidt. I teach AP Human Geography. Several of you may also have Dr. Haney. And just to give you some context, Dr. Haney has been an educator her entire life, and I actually taught 3 of her children here at Carnegie. So she is very aware of the pressures that our students face, having been a mother herself. And I say that because sometimes I do go to Dr. Haney and I say, hey, what is your memory of this experience? So I stress that to at least, if you're worried or have concerns, Dr. Haney is also a wonderful resource. For my end in human geography, our biggest thing that we're trying to teach them are skills. So since they've been here, we focus mostly on skills. And we're trying to set them up for the rest of their time here at Carnegie. And I know that it seems very exceptionally difficult for them right now, but encourage them to talk to us. That's one of the biggest things, is they need to communicate with us. And even if they don't want to talk to us face to face, they can email us. We have so many times that are available. We're very responsive to just meeting them where they need us to talk to them and meet them, whether they're shy or they have anxiety or they're intimidated. So please, please, please encourage that. And also have faith in us. A lot of times people will say that AP Humans will beat out class. It's not. I honestly believe all of our students can pass the class. However, sometimes that transition to learning those skills are very difficult for our students who haven't had to do those things before. And a big part of it is their time management. So if your student is staying up until 2 or 3 in the morning, and they say that it's for something like AP Human Geography or English or for any of their classes, you should talk to us or encourage them to talk to us because they shouldn't be. And that's a matter of time management. That's everything else.
Just an announcement about the yearbook. You will be getting emails and advertising and things like that, but our yearbook is available to purchase right now at balfour.com, and the price will go up in January. So we really encourage students and parents to buy before January, so you get the early bird price. And I've heard a lot of parents say they think at the end of the year, they felt they ordered a book because during elementary and middle school, a lot of times they order everything at the very beginning of the year and they forget about the yearbook. So just balfour.com. Let me know, and we have a website if you need any questions. I keep that updated.
Actually, Principal Moss, the SWISE principal, reminded me, I have a second microphone. And we have people on Zoom, the whole purpose. Sorry, I didn't sleep a lot. I have a kid in cross country. My first child didn't do any athletics, and this has been very different. We did not wake up early. Now we do. Anyways, so we're gonna pass over to Zoom. I'm sure it'll be flawless. So Mary is going to turn on the Zoom. So Mary Gupta is our communications and IT VP, and she's remote. And then Aparna Jatwani is our secretary.
Hello.
Voice of God. We can't see your face.
Oh, you can't?
Yeah.
Can you hear me at all? No.
Oh,
I hear you, Mary. Oh,
yes.
okay.
Yes, go ahead.
Hey, hello, everybody. I'm very, very sorry I couldn't be there in person. So I'm very honored to serve as your VP for Communications and IT. And last year, I served as a webmaster, and I really loved this amazing team of parents. So that's why I thought of serving in the board as well this year. And I'm responsible mainly for managing the website, communications of all PTO events to, through the website, email, social media, etc. And my main goal is to enable technology for effective communication. And we have a communications committee, and if anybody is interested in creating creative posts, sharing it in social media, newsletter, or website maintenance, please reach out to me. We definitely need your help. And based on your skill set, we can assign to a right role where you can bring your skills to the best use. That's all I have. Looking forward to working with you all this year. Thank you.
Aparna, do you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. So I'm sorry I'm not there. I'll just say that I'm recovering from COVID, so I don't want to spread anything to anyone. But it's a really pleasure to get to serve with parents like all of you and support our kids. And that's what I think the PTO overall does. I think we all try to be very welcoming and just meet everybody where they're at. We understand that everyone has multiple responsibilities, but I think just for support and to support your children and the teachers, it feels really good. So I look forward to next time. I mean, I guess I'm realizing with Principal Moss that next time will be Zoom as well, but hopefully there'll be activities and we'll get to see each other some face-to-face as well.
Thank you. And Mr. Frau, I'm sorry that I skipped over you earlier. I forgot.
Oh, no worries. I hope y'all can hear me, right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, I'm the other counselor. I work alongside Ms. Chapman and Ms. Griffin. I take care of all students whose last names go A through L. And y'all were asking about words of advice for students at this time. I wholeheartedly agree with what Mr. Rodriguez brought up about life. Yeah, I mean, exactly what he said. That's the recommendation that I definitely give to students. And also what Ms. Chapman mentioned, use your time wisely. 30 minutes for lunch, and then the rest of the time, Carnegie is a school that you really have to take advantage of your time. And yeah, there's no reason for students to be up past 9:30 at night if they use the entire school day wisely. I'm glad to participate, even though remotely, and welcome to Carnegie. Now what do I do? Take myself offline or take the camera off, or what do I do?
Sorry, there we go, there we go.
Okay.
I did want to talk about it, that soon Mr. Prow and I will be visiting the ninth grade advocacies, and we'll be talking about personal graduation plans and just kind of talking to the ninth graders about requirements for graduation. But one of the other things that we like to go over, something that we like to let everyone know, not that we want anyone to get a failing grade, but a failing grade is not the end of the world. And so that is one of the stressors that students have, is they think, you know, I'm never going to get into college, or it's over because I failed this class, or I'm going to get kicked out of Carnegie. HISD as a whole does what's called whole course credit. So if you fail a class in the fall, if you pass it in the spring, the fall semester grade and the spring semester grade, if they average out to a 70, so getting 69 in the fall, you failed it, and then you get a 70 in the spring, those two average to 69.5. So you actually get credit for both semesters and didn't have to go to summer school. And it works vice versa as well. So even when a student fails a class, there's still time to recover that credit by doing well in the spring. So sometimes students get off to a rocky start because of the transition period from middle school to high school, but then they start to learn the Carnegie way. The Carnegie way is use your time wisely, communicating with the teachers and things of that sort. And so there is time to make those grades up in the spring by doing better in the spring. But here's the other thing, even if you don't have the best grades, we work with all of our students to make sure everyone has opportunities later, as long as they continue to try. The hard part is when they don't, and they continue to don't they're not right or not. But we will be going into the ninth grade classrooms, talk with the freshmen. We haven't set a date yet, but that is coming up soon. So the new 10th graders, they can either come to us, and so new 10th graders, their former high schools probably should talk to them about the PGP, because that is a state law, and so all high schools have to do it. But the new 10th graders will probably call those in one by one, as opposed to going into the class.
Another question. Most senior students suggest to use Discord for communication. Discord right now is going to be a very popular site. If they are not only sharing advices of homework, they actually know what things. So I don't know if you recommend to use Discord or not. The other thing is that the school gave to the students daily planner. Only two teachers are using mathematics and geography. The other teachers are using courage to encourage the students to use them. Otherwise, it won't be useful too. The last question will be for the principal, because we have an event in these days in the high school. And as a parent, I have concerns about it. I would like to know if there is a plan.
Can you repeat the question about the
So the first question was about the Discord, and I actually had the same question because I've heard some teachers recommend the freshman Discord, and I finally figured out Discord a minute ago, so kind of I did figure out. Anyways, so Discord is an app. I'm not going to explain it. Anyways, but there is currently a freshman Discord, and so it's unclear to parents whether or not it is an official school sponsored thing or who's hosting it.
So I talked to the freshmen today about Discord, but there are no school sanctioned Discords. The students tend to make Discord on their own. They'll make their own groups. Some of our clubs may make Discord, but again, that's not Carnegie. The students may get on it themselves, and it's a choice that they do it. As teachers, we're very aware that it exists. And it's a social media market, and well, we know that the students, we're not saying it's okay, but it's for a fact, we know that they'll exchange test questions, and they'll talk about tests on it. And as an FYI, if anybody listening, we know that, and people tell us that, and then we have to go through and follow up with the academic dishonesty that's associated with it. Today's conversation, I was talking to the freshmen about, hey, if you do things, make sure you make it accessible to everybody, like something's online. But it's not a matter of saying, hey, go make a Discord and do this stuff. Another caveat about Discord, though, is that people pay attention to what you say. This is more so for students. So what you choose to say, how you choose to say it, and opinions that you may have, those will be recorded and kept. And keep in mind that you will be applying to jobs, and you'll be applying to colleges and trying to get college recommendations. I'm saying all of this because I know that there's been some issues around Discord and students thinking that it's a private conversation and it's not.
And that topic could be a program all in and of itself. Okay, but that's good. So the answer is the Discord is not school related, and so it's going to be a family decision as to whether or not you guide your just like any other social media.
The agendas, I heard you mention the agenda. We do give each one of the students an agenda. I'm the 504 coordinator, so we encourage them to use the agenda on a regular basis. The teachers may not ask them specifically to pull it out and to write in it, but that's kind of where our connection as far as school and parents comes about, to remind the student, write down your assignments as soon as the teacher says, okay, this will be due on this day, go ahead and write it down in the planner. In the afternoon, if you say, hey, let's see your planner, what's due? Or you have that coming up so we can go ahead and plan for it. That kind of makes them check in with you and you know what's going on in school, as well as they remember to write it down on a regular basis. So I definitely encourage it for all of the students that I report, but all of the students in order to stay organized.
As we were talking about tips, I wanted to mention also, there's a 9th grade email that comes out every Friday. Ms. Matsu, our Dean of Instruction, was here a little bit earlier. You may have seen her taking pictures. She's our Dean of Instruction. Another member of our administration is at the back here, Mr. Garner, Assistant Principal, and also Ms. Mumni, our Magnet Coordinator. The 4 of us serve as administration, and we also meet with all of our teachers twice monthly, usually the 1st and 3rd week of the month, in what we consider our professional learning communities, in which teachers across different content areas are able to lesson plan together to show that learning is not fragmented. What a student may learn in English may be complemented in social studies or math and science and PE and art, and fine arts, and all that kind of stuff. So there's a great system, and I really want to credit the majority of the teachers that you see here work at the 9th grade level, because we know there's a certain acclimation period, and they're very cognizant of that and are willing to do any and everything to make sure that our students make the appropriate adjustments throughout the school year. So 9th grade email, back to that. If show of hands if you are registered and that you received the 9th grade emails. Okay, very good. If you don't, it's easy to sign up. Anyone can sign up, and basically it gives you a week view, a week at a glance. How do I say it? You receive it on Friday for assignments, quizzes, tests, so on and so forth, that will take place the very next week. So it's a great way for there to be communication between home and school, and it comes directly from the teachers via Ms. Matsu. Anybody else, did I miss anything? Anybody want to comment on it? Very good. So you can go back, I don't know how many years, just to see basically what the ninth grade email is and various different components and topics that we've discussed. Yes, sir.
Basically, what I want to say is I have spoken to several parents. The homeworks that are given by teachers are like overwhelming for the kids. So I have spoken to several parents, and we have that opinion as if like, you know, basically the kids sit and do the homework continuously till 11:30, 12 o'clock, something like that. So it is not only my opinion. I have spoken to several parents. I just want to come. I know this is a ninth grade parents meeting, but I want to come and voice out my opinion and what kind of things that you were. We are here to make the overall education better. If they are just doing only on the homeworks, I don't think it is a better outcome, in my opinion.
We actually do have, well, most of them are ninth grade, but we also have some teachers who instruct at the 10th grade level. Now, of course, it is our duty to challenge our gifted students, but we're also very cognizant of a balance between school and then home life or whatever. Do we have any teachers who would like to make a comment?
I would say most teachers do try to accommodate kids and extensions. We definitely try to get those. I know I can only speak for like the subjects that I teach. So I teach chemistry, creative chemistry, 10th grade. And they never have more than 15 minutes of homework per night in chemistry. And I know that for a fact because of the videos that they have to watch. And most of the 10th grade team tries to do that, but we assign no more than 15 minutes per subject per night, which matches up with the take per grade and times it by 10, divided by 7 classes. It's about 15 minutes that they're supposed to be accomplishing. But if you wait for the last minute, right, and you're going to have like 7 videos that you have to watch because you didn't watch your work for a whole week. And that's when you start to see complaints. It's not that kids had like a bunch of homework that was given to them all at once. Usually it's because they've let their work pile up. They've been doing other things for other clubs or organizations, and then it hits them.
We have a wide range of abilities at Carnegie, and so because there's such a wide range of abilities, as long as I've been at Carnegie, I have heard there's a lot of work. But then, because I've worked with so many students, I've actually had a lot of students say, well, I don't have enough. Everything they give me is too easy. So we've got those students who it's too easy, it's very simple, and they have lots of time on their hands. And then there's students who feel like it's so much work, and they could be in the same grade taking some of the same classes. Now, it used to be we added a lot of stuff into our schedule where not everyone has to take all APs, and so some students make a choice. There are certain classes you have to take, but then there's some you don't have to take. So sometimes students are overwhelmed because they've chosen to take so many APs, but they didn't necessarily have to. So we have to remember that some of it is choice, and we're dealing with a wide range. Because we only offer honors and AP, it seems like it's overwhelming.
And I don't know if this would be appropriate. I see Ms. Hawes with her hand up, but because we are a Vanguard program, we are expected to provide an opportunity for special projects 3 ways, independently, small group, and whole group. So we have built into our schedule a lot of time for students to accomplish that, and especially when it comes to small groups. Many times students have the opportunity to self-select their groups, and sometimes they are assigned. So for example, that 30 minutes, the first 30 minutes of the day, Monday, Tuesday, and Friday, that's an opportunity for students to network. Also, basically, we have an 80-minute lunch at least 4 times a week, and I think the other one is 70 minutes. And then, of course, every Wednesday, we have advocacy, which is 90 minutes. And so we do have some administrative type duties or responsibilities during that period, but it's only a fraction of that period. I would advise if your students are expressing that they're overwhelmed, to please have them to contact the teachers. And then parents are also welcome to do so, and you're also at any time welcome to copy me on that correspondence. Is there some, Mr. Rodriguez?
Okay, so I'm gonna be the good guy. I'm the art teacher, not a lot of homework. But things happen and students aren't in class for whatever kinds of reasons. So they still have to do those assignments. So we have to also consider if that's the case. But also too, we're a really good school. And a lot of your students may choose to work out, you know, when it becomes a burden and it's not, you know, a lot of students will work outside of what they need to do, but because they like to do it, then they'll work on it over the weekend or something. I find that with art a lot, like that, very compulsive. And whatever their interests are. So if the question is like if it's interfering with things, then please, so many counselors and so many resources available. We have a lot of time during the school day to get things done. And have them talk to your teacher. Just keep those communication lines open for whatever the individual case is. We want them all to succeed, but you know, it is a rigorous program. You know? Thank you.
Can I ask you all to address children? We often, so if you don't know me, I'm Susan Paz. I've been here for a long time. I'm a parent. I'm on my second kid. So I know in years past, like some of the honor societies have provided student-to-school tutoring. Can you all talk about what kind of academic support is available for students here?
You know, the data is math tutoring, and it's Wednesday tutoring for math. For the humanities, it's the second half of lunch in my classroom, sponsored by NHS. And then for Spanish, it's the second half of lunch on Thursdays for Spanish, also in my classroom, because I sponsor Hispanic Honor Society. And then for chemistry, it's also in my classroom. It's the first half of lunch on Wednesdays and Thursdays, and my AP chemistry kids come in and tutor the free AP chemistry kids.
There is also a club of freshmen swimming downstream, which they meet once in 2 weeks, where they meet in my classroom, and it can approach any of the teachers during the tutorial apart from these classes.
I have a freshman this year, but last year my son graduated from here. And this school has really prepped him to do very well in college. He's breathing there and he's like passing everything in high colors. So the school is really prepping students to prepare for college, and I see that, and I'm very proud to have my son back this year as a freshman, second one. So kudos to all the teachers and kudos to all the PTO members and everybody who makes the students. Thank you. And so far, I've seen that should be like this, and it should be formal within time. So I think so far, it's okay. So hopefully she will do it. So what is the best thing?
You can email to schedule an appointment. If it's about college, what we're doing because in the fall semester, the 2 counselors, we're writing letters of recommendations for over 200 seniors and processing the paperwork. And that's timely, plus we have individual conferences. advisor. Her name is Ms. Sinead Galloway. And so she is the one that we're talking to parents right now about how, because a lot of the things that, questions you have, she could answer, she didn't have to, and then things change. So a lot of things, what's prevalent now may not be prevalent. But if you just email me, then we can get you. And be Chapman at these. I just also want to say, I've had students that come back who have failed classes and they come back and said, I'm tutoring. They failed their math classes at home. They may have had to do credit recovery over the summer, but then they're tutoring people in college in calculus, but yet they're failing those classes here. So that says it's yes, and so that's why I tell students sometimes failure doesn't necessarily always mean failure. Sometimes you're learning something to fail. And again, I'm not promoting failure. I'm just saying it's because we're talking about stress. I always want the students to know this too shall pass. We will get over this. There's a way around it. You know, it's not the end of the world. We'll figure out what we can do next.
Earlier, I know the word agenda was mentioned a few times. Do you know what we're referring to when we say agenda? In case you don't know, every student receives a planner. So it has the school rules at the front, school student handbook, if you will, but also students can place on the calendar their assignments, assessments, whatever their schedule is. And we highly encourage that. We spend a portion of the school budget to make sure that each student has a planner, and we find it a very valuable resource if students will certainly use that. So please keep that in mind.
I want to second, you said our freshmen is killing it, in our humble opinion. And we hear that year after year whenever we have our freshmen. Our January meeting, that's when we traditionally have a panel of alumni come back and talk about their experiences in large, small, medium, private, public, it doesn't matter. They are prepared. So it's rough at the beginning. It's rough. It's not to invalidate what anyone is saying. Our child is having trouble too. But it's a system that does work. They are prepared when they get out.
There was one more thing I wanted to add. I also work with the students who need intervention. And so what we try to do here is kind of be proactive. So when they come in, we look at the data, we look at their historical grades, we pay attention to their PTO scores if they've taken that, any snapshots or assessments that they've done. And we look at those numbers and see if they're going to need some extra intervention. So I don't know if some of you have received an email or a letter, came home, walk our class for freshmen. It's called Practical Writing Skills. It will help set them up. If we see in the beginning that they may need some help with staying organized or English or math, and so that kind of helps them get ahead. It's also a class that will say Apex, so it just kind of helps them review the basic skills for the grade level, 8th grade. So they're able to review those skills and keep up and start the 9th grade off. It is a struggle for most 9th graders. But we do keep track of their grades on a regular basis and always go in and look at things to make sure that we're giving them support. They're reminding them about tutorials. Please put that in the planner as well. So if there's a day they need to go to math, have them write it down, communicate with their teacher, and they'll make sure that they, it's on there. Put it in their phone. They put everything else in their phone. I make them set reminders in front of them. Set the reminder, tutorials is on this day. I work with a lot of students on setting out their time for the week, all of the extra time that they have. You have 30 minutes to eat, socialize with your friends, but the rest of the time, if you're behind on something, or you have a project up and coming, you need to go ahead and get that scheduled out.
Thank you. So we've gone way over, and those of you that have gone to other schools, you know that there are a lot of places where teachers do not give 1 moment pass when the bell rings. So Carnegie is different. Round of applause. Thank you so much. Okay, last question.
So the state of Texas has a website. And I noticed that there's
I was going to remind parents, October 12th, we will be taking the PSAT.
Mr. Moss, and then
PSAT, October 12th.
that's our fundraiser. Thank you. That's a good way to end.
Ninth graders will be taking the 8/9 PSAT. 10th and 11th graders will be taking the 11th grade PSAT, but the 11th graders are taking it to attempt to become national merit semifinalists. The 12th graders will be taking the SAT. So everyone will be testing on October 12th. PSAT PSAT 8/9 for the 9th graders, PSAT 10/11, the 10th and 11th graders will be taking the 11th grade. And the 12th graders will be taking the SAT. October 12th. In Khan Academy is a great resource study, and link your SAT, PSAT to Khan Academy to study to increase your scores every year. Carnegie does really well with national merit. We rival some of the private schools. There's a book that is mailed every year with how many national merits every high school gets. In Carnegie, believe it or not, we have quite a few compared to some of the larger high schools that have 4,000 students. So yes, we encourage your students to study for it.
So I have a question. So for students that have accommodations, 504, we experienced this at Lanier. We found out that for the SAT, the school has to initiate accommodations. Or the parents have to. Can you speak to that, because it didn't happen?
Yeah, so what we do, the ninth graders that have a 504 accommodations, there's a report that's printed out, and so I give it to Mr. Garner. So any accommodations that they have, they'll have on that.
So to be clear, the parents don't need to contact College Board or?
So for SAT, they have to sign a consent form, and then I can go in and request it. So I normally request it for all of the 10th and 11th graders, and it's also for AP testing. Mr. Garner wants to speak on that too.
I could word that. Generally, the ninth graders, generally do not have accommodations for ninth graders. And that's a practice test. The PSAT is a practice test. Now, 10th grade, 11th grade really counts. SAT accommodations. Ninth grade, is 8 and 9, usually information not with college board. 8 and 9 is a practice test. Totally practice, you know where you're at.
But they don't get their actual, like, extended time?
Not for the 8 and 9. Not for the 8 and 9.
And
For the 10, yes. Okay, so you have the SAT 8 and 9. And it's a practice test, totally practice test. We have the PSAT. We give it to the 10th grader and the 11th grader. And for the 10th grader, it's a practice also. We get and for the 11th grader.
So normally what happens is during the 504 meeting, if any of you have been there, I normally go ahead and ask, especially the 10th graders, and I'll go ahead and send it home and I say, this is for college board accommodation, if you would like me to request it. Now, you can request it as well as a parent. You just need the 504 plan, and I email it to you as soon as the meeting is over. So you have a copy of that.
any other questions?
For the entire school year. We have an annual meeting. So yes, but if it's not met by that date, or we can't get together and schedule that time, it's still on there. It's still, the teacher still, the accommodations that are on there. So we'll get it scheduled.
Well, I'll be around after the meeting if you have anything else, but if not, meeting adjourned. Thanks. Oh, thank you.
So organized, so well.
Oh. Thank you. Thank you so